Hey y'all, welcome to a little get ready with me. Listen, I'm getting ready to go out. I have brunch with a friend, right? And I just thought of something. So, I'm gonna put my jewelry on first. Yep, got the fresh press-ons and everything. But I just need to know something. Is anyone else struggling with like learning how to have basic social interaction? No, y'all, I'm just kidding. I just feel like I am so discombobulated. I'm so used to having the viewfinder over here. It's actually over here. I feel like I am so discombobulated going out. Like, I know that sounds goofy. It's like, okay, girl, what you mean? You feel discombobulated going out? Like, I legitimately feel like I don't know how to get ready to go do anything. And that's a shame and disgrace, right? If you know, you know what I'm talking about. Comment below if you know what I'm talking about as far as how it feels like it just takes extra effort to go out these days. Even for something as basic as a brunch. In a previous video, I mentioned like COVID brain, or like pandemic brain, where basically there's still a part of us that wants to just stay in isolation because we got used to it for so long. And honestly, I don't like the feeling. You know, I really don't like the feeling. I'm very much an extroverted person, as you all know. And I don't like the feeling of, you know, like I have to, like, how do I want to put it? Like, I really have to force myself to get ready sometimes. That's not a feeling I like. And I've honestly been working to overcome it. I really have, all jokes aside. Because I feel like for me, I can get complacent when it comes to necessary social interactions, might I add. Listen, side note, fragrance, if you want your fragrance to last longer, a little bit of petroleum jelly works every time. That's an old school hack right there. Old school. Yeah, I feel like I don't even know how to get ready anymore, y'all. It's weird. And then for my fragrance for the day, I'm going to be spraying on the Love by Kilian Don't Be Shy. I have a little sample here, and the notes are neroli, orange blossom, and marshmallow, and it smells good, okay? This is the first time I'm trying it. See how it is. But yeah, I feel like it just takes extra effort to get ready. But a lot of that's just straight up just psychological stuff. You know, it's not real. And being able to overcome those mental blocks that we're still working through post-pandemic is not easy. It's not been easy, and I've not been the only one that's been dealing with it too. I know other people have been dealing with it. And it's like, how do we overcome this kind of almost drudgery of effort to like go out and socialize? So that was actually one of the things that I put on my, I guess you would call it resolutions list. No, not resolutions. Things I want to accomplish in 2024 is getting back into having a social life, because I really feel like it has kind of just gone by the wayside. Like I said, that's not me. That's not me. Let's see. What lip do I want today, y'all? Okay, I'm back. I had to get what lip I was gonna wear today. And I feel like too, for me, I'm going in with the Fenty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint in number 18. Definitely been a ride or die for me for a while. Love her. She is the best. But yeah, I feel like for me, it takes such an effort, and I don't want it to be that way. I want social interactions, you know, consciously planned social interactions, to be normal again, you know? And I feel like for me, you know, also, you know, I work a lot. As you guys know, I work a whole lot. I do this. I'm building my content creation career. and building other parts of my careers, plural, and it takes a lot of work. And I'm a one-woman show, right? So with being a one-woman show, it really takes a lot of effort to have a social life because you're always plugged into work. See how that finish is already looking so beautiful? Ugh, Ree does it every time. So for me, I literally have to schedule schedule social time. And it's weird. It's really weird to talk about having to schedule something that used to be something so just part of everyday life. Like I was talking to my mom the other day about this. God bless her. She hears my rants so much. She still is very patient with me. Love you, Mom. But I was talking to her the other day and she said, back in the day, we were kids and we went out and we had fun and social life was normal. And a lot of that has been taken away by what I'm recording on now, which is the phones. Everybody is so connected but disconnected at the same time because we have, social media. When you have the convenience of messaging somebody briefly as compared to actually having to consciously make an effort to schedule, actual time with them. Yeah, it hits different, man. It really hits different when you have to make a conscious effort to say, hey, are you free this weekend? Or, hey, what you got going on? And much as people are busy, and here's my thing. Let me back up a couple steps. I've oftentimes hesitated to hit people up because I'm like, well, they're super busy. Bro, there's never going to be a perfect time to make time to spend with people. That's just not the place that we're in right now. And if we wait and procrastinate and wait until the so-called perfect time, it's never going to happen. Last year was a big loss year for me. I lost, or like the past 2 years, I should say. I lost 2 people I was actually fairly close to. And it hurt. Like, it hurt like the dickens. And I don't want to make that same mistake, moving forward. That's not a mistake that I want to, or a habit that I want to repeat where it's like, yeah, we're going to do something. Yeah, we're going to do something. And then next thing you know, that person is gone. And as I get older, I'm becoming more painfully aware that the opportunities I have to spend with people are becoming fewer and fewer. And for me, it's not something that I want to be afraid of. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be afraid of aging. We shouldn't be afraid of mortality. As long as your relationship with the Lord is on point, then you're fine. If not, that's a whole other conversation. But I don't want to be... Oh, by the way, I threw a little bit of I used the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I threw a little bit of that on some blemishes that have popped up because it helps balance the undertones of them. So I threw that on there just to kind of balance my undertones. Ooh, let me wash my hands right now because doing makeup with this white sweater, baby, what was I thinking? But yeah, so I don't want to keep putting things off and next thing you know, the people are gone. And I understand that sometimes you're like, okay, why do I always have to reciprocate, going out or doing something or whatever? And yeah, I understand that. I've been in that place where I feel like I'm always reciprocating some kind of get-together or whatever. And I get that. And sometimes it could seem like, okay, do my friends even want to spend time with me? I've had those thoughts too. But sometimes, again, we're all managing a very different space right now. So we have to give each other a lot of grace, ourselves included, because we're not going to have it all together. We're not going to have it all together. And truth be told, if we had it all together, then we would be coping a lot better. But, yeah, I'm at this place in my life where I am gradually coming out of hermit mode. Gradually. And it's not easy, y'all. You would think that, and yes, I'm going out with a head wrap, y'all. You would think that it should be easy for an extrovert to be able to, set aside time to extrovert. But I think for me too, is that as I get older, I'm feeling more overstimulated. And I don't know what that's about, honestly, because I've never experienced feeling so overstimulated like I have lately. I really don't know what that's about. I don't know if just introvert tendencies are coming out or what, but I have been feeling much more overstimulated or prone to being overstimulated, and I can't people as much as I used to. And again, that's not something that I like. I don't like that basically fighting against my own extroverted nature, and such like that. I don't like it at all. So, I think part of it too was, as it was with a lot of people were just healing from a lot of stuff. Like, there has been so much happening in people's lives. A lot of loss, a lot of grief, a lot of stress, loss of family, loss of friends, loss of jobs. There's been so much loss, right? And I think we just got exhausted. I know I did. Just absolutely exhausted. And we just kind of went into hermit mode to cope. We just went into hermit mode. Oh, yes. See, one of my favorite hairstyles, y'all, is the one on a turban. This is actually one that I made from some fabric scraps I had a while ago. And I think people just got really, really exhausted. And when you're tired, and I don't mean like sleepy tired, I mean just lifing, you don't have the energy to socialize like you used to. And that's okay. You shouldn't have to force yourself to socialize if you don't want to. You shouldn't, if someone's telling you, okay, why are you always in the house? Look, okay, so let me talk on this topic really quick, because I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding by people about this particular topic. Seasonal depression is real, y'all. It's real, and oftentimes, oh, by the way, this is the Hourglass lipstick in Unlocked Tropic 332. Love this. Beautiful, beautiful pink shade. It's easy for people to be critical about what they don't understand, or they're not willing to try to understand. And there's a reason why animals hibernate in the winter. Right? They hibernate. And when you think about it, we're animals too. So naturally, we would hibernate, right? Ooh, look at that. So pretty. Naturally, we would hibernate, wouldn't we? Of course. Of course. That only makes sense that, we would hibernate when winter comes. And this is the Nudies Matte plus Glow Core All Over Face Blush color and Rose Glow from Nude Sticks. Popping a little bit of that on there so I won't look so dull. Why is it that we see hibernation with animals as something that's normal, but we don't see it in ourselves as something that's normal. As long as it's done in like a way that's healthy, obviously. Like you don't want to, hibernate too much, and then, you go into a toxic isolation. That's a whole different conversation. But why is it normal when animals hibernate, but it's seen as out of the ordinary when you do? Think about it, y'all. Think about it. Why do we see that as out of the ordinary? Why? And then quickly, because I'm a little behind, for the brows, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel. And I'm going to use the spoolie from the Brow Wiz pencil. But I think we need to normalize in a healthy way that we are not meant to be on all the time. We're not meant to be on all the time. And we're in a society, not as much now because people are becoming more aware. Hello, I only have so much bandwidth, right? We live in a society where we've been programmed to always be on. And, companies have, trained their algorithms to always keep us on. That's why when it comes to social media, even those of us who work in social media like myself, we have to take it in doses. Believe it or not. We have to take it in doses, because if we don't, well, you've seen what happens when social media is used in an unhealthy way, right? Like we've seen this time and again. We've seen several YouTubers recently, as I'm sure you've seen, adjusting their strategy. I know their titles have been a little bit clickbaity. But they've been leaving the platform because just their bandwidth is not the same. It's just not the same like it used to be anymore. And I get it. All right, time to go. I'm already running behind.
All right, so I'm back. I'm back from the brunch with my friend. But as I was saying, before I had to haul my butt out the house, making an effort to invest in your social life, which is really investing in yourself, is really, really important. And not only that, especially as Christians, we have a greater mission than just simply the aspect of having a social life. The Lord wants us to interact with people and bring the gospel to them, no matter who it is that we're talking to. And, in this world, particularly right now, that is in such a lost state, it is more imperative than ever that we don't simply hermit inside our homes and not get out. I mean, of course, social media, you can spread the word of the gospel in mass, but there's a different impact when it's like you're actually standing in front of somebody. Like I was mentioning a couple of videos ago, I have people who literally are out in the field in really, really just ran down places that are in the trenches. Like they are in there. Both people who live here and people who are abroad, or people who travel from here to abroad. Now that's where it's at. And so we don't want to lose sight of what the greater, I'm sorry for my egg look ahead, y'all. My egg look ahead. That's the main goal is, okay, whoever we're interacting with, we need to make sure that we always have the gospel ever ready. Because at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's about the Lord. It's about what he wants us to do. It's about what he wants us to accomplish. And as long as we keep that focus in mind, then everything else will take care of itself. And pray like, Lord, like, please guide me in a direction or bring me into having good, godly friends. Like Kelly Stamps, right, here on YouTube. Love her. She's made a big shift, and I am happy to see it. I am very happy to see it. where she came out of the Christian closet, if you will, and really, turned her life around, and is focusing a lot more on solidifying her relationship with the Lord. And she's like changed. She really has changed certain areas of her life, and she's been very open about it. So I'm very happy to see that. But she literally prayed because she felt like she was, once she really, really committed herself to her Christian walk, she was saying in one of her videos that, if I remember, I'll link it below the one I'm referencing or put it up here. She was talking about how she felt like she had no friends because everybody was kind of in their own little clique, and part of it is the demographic that she lives in, but part of it is just people just being in their little cliquies, their little clicky cliques. But when it comes to being a Christian, it's like the little Christian cliques thing is like, nah, we're past that. Are we all brothers and sisters in Christ, or are we not? But she was literally saying, she's like, Lord, now that I really have dedicated myself to my walk with you, please bring me good, solid Christian friends that I can really fellowship with. I think that's important. That's one thing we may not really pray to God about. I know that's one thing when she said that, I was like, you know what? I don't pray about that enough. You know what? It's like, Lord, please bring me godly friends, godly suitors, and really be specific about it. Let your requests be made known to God, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. He's not going to look down on you because you request something that's so like normal and necessary. I think sometimes we get intimidated to bring requests to God like he doesn't know them already. He knows and sees all, y'all. And don't be afraid to actually be like, you know what, Lord, I feel like I need a little more support in this area according to your will, and I want to be submitted to your will. That has to be first and foremost, is making sure you're submitted to God's will and everything, whether his will is for you to stay in isolation for a little bit longer, or if his will is to, yes, start developing relationships with new friends, new godly friends and stuff like that. And I understand completely, especially as you get older, that the challenge, that part of the social aspect is a big, big challenge, because as Christians, the field is a lot more narrowed for us. Like all of my, like, even halfway close friends, they're not all Christians. I know somebody be like, I know good. Shh. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. There's a difference between like my close friends, aka chosen family, and those that are like my acquaintances or colleagues. Now there is some overlap in those areas, but I'm very like, I have my people categorized. Okay, so shh, don't come for me. Don't come for me. I have a system, an ecosystem of friendships that works for me, and we get along absolutely fantastic. But keep that in mind. I want to make sure that I bring it around to the Christian aspect. If you're feeling like your social life is just kind of off kilter, if you're feeling like it's difficult to make friends, but if you're feeling like you're in that spot where it's like, I feel like I don't have enough, you can pray about it. You can pray about it. And I believe that the Lord will honor that as long as you're praying for that with the right intentions, and you're praying for that with the right focus, and you're praying for that with the thought in mind, fellowship, not just simply hanging out, but actually like fellowship for real. And I believe that he will definitely honor that for sure. But that was my little get ready with me little rant. I got a lot of chores to do. I have the house to myself. I think by the time this video goes out, I won't be having the house to myself, which is totally okay. I'm going to be like batch filming some content while I have the house to myself. But I just wanted to put that out there, because I feel like the struggle of socializing, it's not just me. In fact, I know for a fact that it's not just me, and we're all working through different dynamics in our lives, but it's okay. And don't be hard on yourself. We will always be our worst critic, but we can also be our biggest cheerleader. All right. Y'all have a blessed week, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.